All right, you guys. Welcome back, and thank you so much for coming back. This is my wonderful favorite segment of Each One Teach One. And it's so amazing to be able to teach each other things. Now, today I'm talking about positive and negative energies. And I get on my little soapbox about this, honey, because you see people using this like it's running water, just flying all over the internet, talking about you make me have negative energy. I feel your negative energy. I'm on some positive blah 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 blah. But I have said this so many times before. The same people who sit there and say that will turn right around and next thing you know, say or do something that is nasty and negative. So if you are a person who is basically coming saying negative and positive energies are terms that can be used for various contexts, that's true. And their meaning can vary depending on the field or concept they're applied to, which is also true. But I want to give you a few examples and different interpretations because I feel like in order for people to really utilize it in the way that it is necessary to use and in the way that it means the best of intentions, you need to really understand this because some of y'all be swearing that people are this way and that way, and then you right there on social media being just the most negative, nasty Nancy as you can be. Now, in the psychic world, energy is like typically considered um, to be like a scalar quantity, if you will, with no inherent positive or negative value. So, energy in the psychic world just means that it is, I want to say a level maybe that you're on. Instead, it's like a measure of system capacity to work or transfer heat. So there's a vibration. Negative energy is not a conventional concept in classic psychics, but it's just energy. Okay. So that's one concept. That's one. Now, psychology and emotions. In psychology, positive energy often refers to feeling of enthusiasm, happiness, elation, you know, um, motivation, while negative energy obviously would be the opposite, like lethargic emotions or pessimistic, attitudes and uh, demonic or evil or nasty, demotivating. There are some of the emotional states and attitudes that are kind of like, you know, literal energy that it takes to act that way. Okay. Now, when if you talk about quantum mechanics, like remember the show Quantum Leap, where he could just leap into someone's life and help get them regulated and fix it. In some quantum mechanics context, negative energy can be used to describe certain energy states or solutions or equations. Okay, and basically, which may have like counterintuitive properties. So if it's a negative energy in quantum physics or mechanics, it is basically not something that's working with whatever you're trying to do. It's counterintuitive. Okay. The concept is not necessarily related to emotion or traditional notions of energy. It's more of the concept of something being able to work as it is intended based on the actual materials being used. So, new age metaphysical concepts. Let's go there because that's what we're talking about. Y'all new agers. Now, in new age and metaphysical beliefs, positive energy and negative energy can be used to describe both uh, perceptive energy, vibrations associated with an individual or a person or people or places or things, objects. Now, I don't. mm, I'm more inclined to believe that positive and negative energies are in people and things, but not objects. Personally, I feel like a person I just don't believe it's in objects, number one. But, to each his own. But when you talk about perceived energy or vibrations, and that they're associated with whatever it is that you think a place, person, a person, or thing, your positive energy is often going to give you good vibes, whereas, and they're going to be in harmony and in well-being, whereas negative energy is associated with discord, stress, or negativity. And, in which I believe, because you can feel when somebody's coming in negative off the gate, so it's like negative energy. But these ideas are not grounded in scientific principle. But yet we know that they exist because you can feel it. You can feel it when somebody's acting crazy, acting a fool. Coming in here with that negative energy. I got you. I got you. But you know what? When we talk about negative and positive energy, again, it can vary greatly. But the one thing is, let's say you're fostering a positive energy and you can improve, and you want to improve like your overall well-being and outlook on life. This is a good thing, okay? Whereas if you are trying to figure out how to cultivate some positive ways to do that, one might be to practice gratitude. You get what you give, as they say. I don't think. Okay. You get what you give. So let's say regularly, if you were expressing to, appreciation to someone for something that they've done, or, things you have in your life. I'm so thankful I got lights, Jesus. I'm so thankful I was able to pay my rent for another month. Amen. Let the church say amen. Amen. Yeah. Woo. Oh, got a little happy. Okay. Anyway, always be thankful and always be grateful. And that's my thing. That's my montage, I guess I could say, or my claim to fame, is that I am always thankful. I always feel blessed and just appreciative of the things that I have been blessed with. And a lot of times people are like, how is she doing that? How is she making whatever, but that ain't none of your business. Okay. Not your business. Mind your business. But anyway, it's because I feel that if I give out gratitude and thanks and love and kindness and things of that nature, then I get those things back. And I'm thankful and I feel blessed about it. I'm happy that these things have been a part of what I feel God has allowed me to have. I feel thankful about that. I mean, I don't know if you believe in God or what you believe in, but hopefully you believe in something, that you believe in magic, but you believe in something that's making you feel positive about your life and the things that you're getting out of this lifetime. Because things ain't always what they seem to so many. You know what I mean? So many people are ungrateful. Ugh. Sorry, I'm just gonna plug in my charger. But some people are not very grateful, and it's sad. But I don't know why they're ungrateful. I don't know what's happened, because sometimes things happen in our life, and when they do, they can taint us, and make us feel some kind of way, and be someone other than what we basically are. Like you could be a good person, and if you're this good person and you're trying to do all these wonderful good things, and then next thing you know what I'm saying, you have some unfortunate scenario that comes up because basically you are triggered by something negative, then you have to find the boundaries that make you that way, so that you keep yourself from being in a state of unfortunate um, places that will make you react a certain way. Since we're talking about positive energies, you have to make sure that if you are a person who could possibly have a situation that will make you feel somehow negative, you have to be cautious of what it is that's making you feel that way. and what it is that you're trying to avoid to prevent yourself from feeling that way. You know, there's a lot of things that we go through in our lifetime. Like, for instance, I was watching this show, and in this show, the woman that was okay, this woman had committed a murder. Okay, I was watching Snapped. Okay, Snapped is a trip, and this woman had bludgeoned. See, it's funny to me, like, you know, we're not going to talk about this today, but when I watched the first 48 and they all African American and Latina or homeless and white, they get life for killing people that might have been bad people. But when I watch Snap, these bitches get off in 10 years because they decided they was going to agree with somebody. And this woman took an axe and she kept chopping, or was it an axe or a hammer, something, but she bludgeoned this woman to freaking death, and she got off. Okay, y'all, she got off, and it pissed me off because I'm like, if you have money, you can get off scot-free, so you can just go kill whoever you want to and then come back around and be like, okay, well, you know, Bob was having an affair with Sarah, and she called me crazy, and it made me have some you know what you call it, I went into shock because my mom called me crazy when I was little, and I have a y'all know what I'm trying to say. Damn, I'm trying to say it so fast I can't think. I have some type of uh uh some type of shock due to it. So you get off because, but you beat this woman with a hammer like 40 to 60 times and blood was freaking everywhere. And you get off because the woman told you shh, but she was telling her shh because her babies were asleep in another room. So because she said shh, that was a trigger. That's the word I was trying to find. Jesus, trigger. It was a trigger that she had because her mom used to tell her shh when she was little. This is what I was looking for, another charger. Thank you, Jesus. Jesus is good to me. His Father is good to me. His Heavenly Father. Yes, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. See, it all works out. It all works out. But anyway, so my whole point to say that and saying all of that, because we are talking about negative and positive energies, is that whenever you surround yourself with gratitude and express things and you're appreciative of these things, you know, you line yourself up to be placed in the line of good and positive things. But by the same token, negative energy and negative things put you in line for negative things. So you got to be careful what you line yourself up with. And that is factual and true. I don't care, you know, like what I think is one thing, what you think is another thing, and whatever you believe. But I will say to you, if you line yourself up with negativity, you are going to constantly be in the line of negativity. I promise you, you will. You know, like people that are saying everything always happens to me. Well, it's going to keep happening if you have that negative connotation on life. Okay, so you want to show gratitude. You want to surround yourself with positivity. I just said that. If you surround yourself and spend time with people who are uplifting and supportive of you, then guess what? You're going to avoid toxic relationships and environments that bring negativity. And here's my thing. A lot of times we get involved with men or women in a relationship, and you know, we thrive off of maybe how we feel with them physically. And in that physical sense, we can become connected to someone. However, you could become connected to someone who treats you well also. I always say you got to break stuff down, because when you start breaking it down, you'll see exactly what it is that's creating whatever environment that you're in, whether it's negative or positive. And you literally have to break that down, and you have to surround yourself and keep, avoid relationships and environments that bring negativity. Mindfulness and meditation. Love, love, love meditation. Every morning I wake up, before my feet hit the ground, I've said this before, I meditate and I pray. I do all of that. But meditation and mindfulness are basically just resetting my mind and making sure that I am ready for the day and doing what I need to do. Period. The end. I practice this mindfulness just to stay in complete harmony with what it is that I want out of my life. You know what I'm saying? I stay in that present moment. When you meditate, they talk about being in the present moment. And excuse me, all that means is, I'm meditating. And at the time of me meditating, I am breathing and I'm thinking about my breaths in and my breaths out, breaths in, breaths out, you know, and I am meditating and making sure that I'm staying in that moment. Sometimes when you meditate, you have fleeting thoughts or thoughts that come and go. And one person who got in my Uber, he's a director, he was saying to me, that when he has thoughts that come in while he's meditating, he'll say, "Thank you, but I don't need you right now," and in hopes of that fleeting that thought to be fleeting and fleed and leave. But for the most part, whatever it takes for you to get into that moment, just recognize where you are, enjoy the moment, be appreciative of where you're at. You see, be mindful of where you are and relieve stress. Don't carry it on to the next day and the next moment and the next issue, you know? Because again, it's not so much that you're going to be in a place where sometimes you can easily reset yourself when you get there. And these are things that I've learned. But it's not to say that you're not going to have moments where you're going to slip in and out of consciousness in terms of where you are in positivity or negativity. You might end up yelling at your child or yelling at your spouse or yelling at your person. And next thing you know, you don't feel that positive energy anymore. At that moment, that's your opportunity to reset and learn when you're having these moments so you can reset. That's important. Exercise physically. I wish I could exercise right now. I could get on the floor, and I do. I get on my foam roller, but sometimes I just recognize how much I need this foot, and I can't really push pressure on it because again the bone. But anyway, with that being said, there are ways you can exercise. If I can't get out and walk right now, I'll roll around on the floor on the foam. I'm serious, but it's true. Physical activity releases endorphins, which can boost your mood and energy level. So for some people, maybe that's a sexual preference. Physically, those that releases endorphins as well. But yet again, you don't want to be involved with someone who is toxic, because that's not a good place to be. So don't say, "Oh, I was getting my exercise." No, find somebody new. But get a lot of rest. You need good rest. This is helps to lend credence to your positive attitude. Pursue passions and hobbies and things we talked about before. But just remember that fostering positive energy is huge, because it's going to help get you to that next level. And if you have to set goals, set goals. You know, a lot of times you have to recognize when negative energy is coming in and get rid of it overall, like I said, to keep your overall well-being in check. And that's what I'm talking about. If something is emotionally draining to you, then you need to rid yourself of that. Like some people, like let's talk about this, and let me just remember where I'm at, because I'll go off on a tangent. But right now, I have been seeking a job that I want to do remotely just so that I can focus a little bit more on other things. But every time I try that, it keeps, in my opinion, being revealed to me, well, just stay where you are. In other words, you're Ubering, you make what money you need to make. You don't have to work this amount, you can work this amount. Just keep cushioning your savings, do whatever, blah, blah, blah. But what I'm saying is, there are a lot of people out there in their job and they don't like it, but they're getting paid well. But one of the things, like we talked about last week, is stand up for yourself, because these employers think they're slick. What they're doing is they're all out here advertising for positions, but they're not hiring anybody. They're just getting all these resumes and they're sorting through them so that when they need to get the person that they want to take over for the person who didn't want to stay, they'll just go to their pile, because people keep quitting. People keep quitting. They keep having turnover. Excuse me. And the reason they have turnover is because they have you doing a job of two different positions instead of hiring people for your position, which would be you, and then hiring someone for the other position that you're doing. But they think they're slick. And as long as you, as consumers, don't speak up, guess what? They're going to keep taking advantage of you and others. And so the more I sit here and say, well, do I really want to go? And I think that spiritually, when we talk about spiritually and being protected and being looked out for, I feel like I'm being looked out for when it comes down to that. And that might be the reason why I am just an Uber driver. But that doesn't mean I'm not. I have 2 degrees, and I talk about it sometimes because I feel an insecurity, because some people say, well, when you're an Uber driver, people don't take you seriously. Well, who gives a flying flip? I'm happy. As long as I'm happy, why the hell you worried about it? Because I got 2 degrees and I'm doing what I want to do by choice, not because I have to do it. But it doesn't matter, because I'm not trying to prove nothing to anybody either. I learned that a long time ago in the hard way. Trust and believe me. But again, that can form toxic relationships, paying too much attention to what people consistently bring up to you in a negative way about your business, your life, what you do, what you don't do, so on and so forth. Quit worrying about that. If you feel stuck, that's a negative situation. Get out of it. Negative energy, unresolved conflicts, resolve it, get off of it, and leave it alone. Well, Betty, I'm sorry last year we had that problem at the casino where you took more money than I took. I laugh about that because my mom, she was so cute. She would have arguments with her little neighbors and they would get mad at her because she decided she was going to play the penny and slots, and it would take hours for her to literally win or lose or use up all the pennies. It's like, but when she would win, she would win. She was content with $200 or $300, but people would get so mad at her because if they went to the casino with her and they sat there and waited. Now, granted, she gave them gas money up front, allegedly. But now that she won $200 or $300, they want a piece of that. And it just used to crack me up. But what I'm saying is, let's say that's your grievance. You know what I mean? If you feel deep down in your heart that you owe Betty $50, give Betty $50 and get off of it. If you don't feel like you owe Betty $50, then don't worry about it. I know people who owe me stuff. And it's funny because they think I'm mad because they owe me stuff. And I'm not mad because they owe it to me, because karma is what they're going to get. I just stop fucking with them because they bad energy. You see what I'm saying? They're toxic, and I don't need someone in my life that would take advantage of me, let alone know that I don't have it like that, but you took it. So it's cool, because guess what? Trifold, I'm getting it back because I am doing the things that I need to do to maintain positive energy and be in a good space and not have toxic relationships. But if you feel stuck, guys, you really have to, get out of the rut and unstuck and just make progress in your life or your work. And it may be due to the negative energy. Like I said, sometimes you have no idea what's causing it. But set yourself some clear boundaries, guys. Self-care is huge. I love self-care. I take so much time self-care, and sometimes it takes me a minute to get things done, like days, you know. And a lot of times I'll do stuff, and like, especially with my podcast, I'm always at the last minute, and I don't know why, because it's not my intention to wait to the last minute, and I'm not waiting to the last minute. It's just that I enjoy relaxing and I enjoy putting things in perspective. And sometimes I need to rest. Like after I do this, I'm gonna eat and then I'm gonna rest and binge watch. But my arm, my I have problems, issues, different things, so I have to relax and relate. But just remember that addressing negative energy may take time and it's definitely going to take effort. And you got to do that. It's essential for your mental and your emotional health. You got to do it, guys. Positive energy is easier to find, negative energy is hard to get rid of. So I wish you all well in this segment of Each One Teach One. Stick to your guns and make sure that you seek positive energy and release yourself of the negative energies. Okay, I'll be right back with Rep Your City. Hey, we're going to Tahiti.